Sure, it's Tom. How are you doing?
Hi, John. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I was calling because I missed the Charrette today, the SunRunner Urban Station Design Charrette, and I was wondering if you could fill me in on what it was about, what went on.
Yeah. So, what if for those of you who don't know what Dom is talking about, SunRunner is the city and PSTA is doing SunRunner Urban Station Design Charrette. There was one tonight. There is another one on June 28th. It's 5:30 to 8 p.m. So what I had thought was that there would be like a presentation, and then there would be like time for question and answers and stuff like that. And I was kind of like 2.5 hours for this seems long. But what it actually is that it's come and go as like when you want between 5:30 and 8. It's like it's at the Jamerson Hall at the SPC Midtown Campus on 28th Street South or 22nd Street South. And you walk in and there are like a bunch of charts. So it's like a chance for citizens to provide input on kind of building height and permitted use. They have like interactive maps. So right now they're only taking the input for the 22nd Street station and the 32nd Street station.
Are they accepting input in terms of like the design of the station or like the placement of the station, or is it about like the land use around the station?
It's about the land use around the station. Yeah.
Oh,
So like even though these are called urban station design, I think they mean like the kind of urban area around the station itself.
well,
Um,
that's really important, especially as St. Pete's growing so quickly. I feel like me and some of the other old people that are
mhm.
some of my friends that are like, have been in St. Pete for a while. I think we feel a little kind of I guess bamboozled at how quickly things are going up, especially like apartment complexes and condos. I feel like there's just so many of them. So I feel like something like this is a cool opportunity because when I take the SunRunner somewhere, I don't want to get out and just be faced with a bunch of apartment complexes, which is I feel like all we're constructing right now. So I think it would be cool. I'm sad that I missed it because I feel like it would be cool to have input of what we want around the station, which me personally, I would like to see some cool, like some businesses, cafes, things like that.
So yeah, so you can go to the next one, which is on
When's the
June
next
28th. It's on June 28th. It's
one?
from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. and it's at the same location.
The Midtown St. Pete College campus. Is that what it is?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and like that's what was really fascinating and exciting for me to be there today because I wasn't sure what to expect from it. When I walked in, I was kind of pleasantly surprised that I could actually give my own input on different maps. They had a couple of different charts with different kinds of land uses, and you could put like a green or a red dot saying that you want this or you don't want this. And so that was really exciting to like actually have like hands-on input on like what we could have around the stations
Who is taking this input? Is it PSTA?
and the city. Yes.
Okay.
So there were representatives from the PSTA, city, and the Kimley Horn, which is a consulting agency.
Oh, I see. So Kimley Horn must be an agency they hired to do some of the planning work, some of the design work for the
Yeah,
state.
I think they are also the people who did the SunRunner study, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, okay. So how long were you there for? Like, was this a long thing,
I
or you just
think
went in?
I think I was there for like about an hour. And
Oh,
like I walked in and I was kind of just taking it all in because like when I walked in, I was just kind of overwhelmed with like how many people were there. And like, I was again like really heartened to see so many citizens there to
oh, so
like
there was a good.
residents. Yeah, no, there was a really good turnout. Yeah, there were lots of residents there. And especially like I saw people who have interests in where these stations are. Like I saw someone from the Warehouse Arts District there. I saw someone from the Deuces corridor. It was like nice to have like representatives from the businesses that are on this stretch around the station there to kind of give their input.
So I'm gonna try to make it next week. I like that you can sort of stay as long as you need to, right?
Yeah, and you can have
right.
conversations. You can have conversations with people from PSTA and the city. And that's, I think some of those one-on-one conversations can sometimes have like a big impact.
Would you say that you could have car-free conversations with people?
Yes, absolutely. You can. I think we were only having car-free conversations.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a great time.
And Nicole was there as well, and I also ran into Christine McCann, who we interviewed earlier in our episodes, and her husband was there as well. So it was kind of nice to mingle with them too.
So was it just land use, or was it also some? Could you also make suggestions or ask questions about like the buildings themselves, like the size and the height and the shape of the building?
You could make suggestions for the size of the buildings, like how many stories you want the buildings to be, what kind of dwellings do you want? Do you want only single family homes? Do you want multi-family homes? You could also suggest that you don't want a surface parking lot near the station because that takes up a lot of space, and like it kind of creates like this blank space between like two blocks where no businesses can then have like any storefronts. So it kind of creates like a dead zone. So you could suggest what kind of businesses you want. You could suggest how far do you want the buildings to be from the station, and like do you want bigger buildings closer to the station or bigger buildings away from the station? They had interactive maps on the table, so you could suggest how big buildings do you want where. And they also had like a personal like survey on one of the tables where there were a few questions where you could answer for yourself, like for the different questions that they had. And they had questions about land use. They had questions about, like, are you like do you have any vested interests in any of these areas that are around these stations?
And so this is for one particular station, right?
Two.
Right? Is this like in the Deuces area? Is that where it is?
No, so the station that's for 22nd Street, and then the one for 32nd Street.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well, cool. Well, thank you for
Of course.
filling me in. So the next one's on the 28th.
Yes, 2/8.
2/8, 5:30 to 8. It's gonna go. You can drop in at any point.
And you can drop in at any point. Yes.
Well, that's good, because I get off work at around 5, and it'll probably take me a while to get myself out the door. So that's nice that I can just drop in whenever,
Yeah. I kind of like ran in there being like, oh my God, I'm late. And then I was like, oh, it's pretty chill.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for all the info. I'll see you at our next recording session, I guess.
Yes, sounds good. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.